You know what's worse than one loss? More than one loss.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am Clint. He is Daniel. Together, we are Locked On Bulldogs. Today's episode brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Locked On College. $20 off. Today, we talk about, are they real? And is it spectacular? Or are they fake? We're going to give each other some takes on this Georgia football team. We are quickly approaching, Daniel, the downhill ascent to the end of the season quickly upon us. Yeah. I don't know if you want, we waited all this year, all this time. Summer sucked. The Braves sucked. And now we're here.
Why would you say Braves, guys? I can't help this, man. He just.
We are barreling towards the season wrapping up. And in order to do so, we've had.
Irby said in his presser, Clint, this Georgia team could have as few as 6 games left this season.
Okay.
They're 6-1 right now. That's 5 more regular season games and then 1 postseason game. That could be the end of the season for Georgia. Or they could have as many as 10 games left.
See what we're saying? See, the swing
the variance is wide.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go back and forth. We're going to give each other a take that we hold. And then these aren't fake takes, although we're going to see, do I think Daniel's take is fake or real? He has a belief in a take that he has. Yeah, we'll do the same thing. Daniel, fire away. What is your take on this Georgia Bulldogs 2025 season that you are going to I'm going to tell you is fake or real?
This is a take I believe in. That's the rules of the game.
Has to be believing.
I'm telling you, a second loss is guaranteed for this Georgia football team this year. I don't know where it's going to come. I don't know who the most likely source is. But if you think that this Georgia team is going to finish 11-1, I am here to tell you that is foolishness. A second loss is coming, Clint. Real or fake?
Daniel, here's my question to you. In order to grasp this real or fake, I need the top 2 likeliest candidates to lose.
Okay. Georgia has 5 regular season games left.
Florida, Mississippi State, Texas, Charlotte, Georgia Tech.
4 of them are losable. I need that stated. So if you're
Florida, Texas, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech,
forcing me to name a top 2, I will.
I gotta have a top 2.
But I'm here to tell you that you should be thinking about the top 4 because 4 of those games are losable. Mississippi State, better than Auburn. I know the environment won't be as good. Mississippi State, a better football team.
We're going to move on. I am not going to fight you on that because that's not what you asked, but that's wrong. That's
100%
it's
true.
Wrong.
2 most likely candidates.
Better coach team, maybe.
2 most likely candidates are Texas and Georgia Tech, with Florida being a very close third.
Okay, great. I'm glad you selected the 2 that I would have selected. Okay. That is what I was going to say. I think this Florida team not having Napier, I don't think after the bye they're going to come out guns blazing in normal instances, especially the longer this lane drama rolls out with Florida.
Okay.
Which, by the way, Ole Miss fan. It's a better job than Ole Miss. I don't know if it's a better job in America, but it's a better job than Ole Miss. I'm sorry. Stop fooling yourselves.
I think I disagree.
Oh my gosh.
So that were your take? I think that's fake. I just think people are stuck in 2009. I don't know. It's not 2009 anymore. Ask Dabo Swinney. It's just really not. It's
really quick.
Not
Florida
2009.
Has more talent, more recruits, more roster composition, more NIL, more everything than Ole Miss. That's what Florida has.
Okay. Florida does not have more NIL than
they absolutely have more NIL than Ole Miss.
Not to spend on football.
They have more NIL, whatever comes of
Florida's a
that.
basketball school, Clint.
That's fine. They could be a basketball school.
They are a basketball
Okay,
school.
great.
Spending their NIL on basketball. There's
Ole Miss has hit a ceiling with Lane.
That might be true, but that's Lane's fault, not Ole Miss's fault. Ole Miss is a better job than Florida.
Well, see, there we go. Ole Miss fans, you don't want to hear this, but maybe Lane's not as good as a coach as you think.
That is a take I could get behind, but Florida's not a better job than Ole Miss. Florida is not a top 10 job in the country.
This and Georgia Tech. Here's why it won't be Georgia Tech.
Okay.
We have faced better offenses than Georgia Tech has, who are in the same exact lane as Georgia Tech. We have faced better versions of Georgia Tech.
I mean, Ole Miss is the team that's most in the lane of Georgia Tech that we face. And they are a better version of Georgia Tech.
And they are
right.
far better. And Alabama has a better power running game than Georgia Tech.
No, God,
yes,
no.
they do.
God.
Yes,
Clint,
yes, they
what?
Do. Yes, they do.
What?
1,000% they do.
Okay, we don't often hard disagree, but have you watched any Alabama games this year?
I have.
They literally can't run the football. And Georgia Tech's identity is built on quarterback power run.
But you've just explained all of Georgia Tech. You have literally said.
I've explained why their power run game is categorically better than Alabama's. Could ever be.
Alabama has Ty Simpson going ahead and carving people.
Passing the ball. Correct.
But they still have a power run game in that. Haynes Keene does not have a carving up passing offense. They only have power run. And they haven't come across a team that could stop them. Okay. It's not Georgia Tech because we face better Georgia Tech version.
Okay.
It's not going to be Texas, Daniel. And here's where your take is fake. It's not going to be Texas because Texas defense, metrically, by the way, not as good as everybody thought. Their offense is one of the worst offenses, not just in the SEC, in America.
Yeah, almost as bad as Auburn's probably.
Almost as bad as Auburn's. And here's where I come down to. It's fake because I don't think Georgia has a loss except for maybe the SEC championship. If you were to include the SEC championship, I would have said yes to you 1,000%. If we get in the SEC championship and play Alabama, we will lose that game. Like, just mark it down. Stone
because of the power run game. They ran it all over us last time. All right.
I said
you think it's fake.
It's fake.
I think it's real. Maybe a little $20 side bet coming up on after the.
I need to make up some points.
Georgia takes another loss. Clint's got a take he's going to ask me about. But first, these.
And these are, in fact, Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. It's fantastic being in a Mazda vehicle. They have every detail locked in. You can make every day drive feels like anything but smooth handling, intuitive controls. All-wheel drive standard, every crossover SUV. You can drive with confidence through almost any season. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. But we also have our friends over at Peloton. Daniel, Peloton's fantastic. You should like them as well. Because whether you're cross-training, you're lifting, you're running, whatever it is, Peloton IQ is there for you. It's training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach your peak performance. The swivel screen is a great game changer. You can go from running on the Tread Plus to strength training without missing a beat. Let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus today, onepeloton.com.
Georgia Tech 7th nationally in rushing yards per attempt. Georgia 41st, Alabama 98th. Your storyline that you believe in, Clint, is...
I need you to look up passing yards now, Daniel.
You literally need to have a better power run game. You said the words, they have a better run game.
I need you. No.
Somebody rewind and...
I said they have a power run game. I said they are not the same as Georgia Tech. They are better as a team than Georgia Tech. Okay. Their run game is better because if you shut it down.
Then you misspoke, and that's fine. At least you don't believe that Alabama has a better run game than Georgia Tech.
No.
That's fine.
Georgia Tech is one-dimensional.
That is an accurate take. I was appalled by the incorrect verbiage that you used then. All right. Your take is
Gunnar Stockton's going to be in New York for the Heisman ceremony final. Daniel,
listen.
he's going to be stone cold lock.
You believe that. You legitimately believe that in your heart of hearts.
Legitimately believe that. Yes.
Right,
He's had the Heisman. He's had
yeah.
the Heisman moment. He's at the Heisman game. Statistically, categorically, on a playoff hopeful team, we have every running, passing, carrying his team. Carrying this team, and everybody is now talking about it. There's buzz around it.
Yep.
There's news reporters talking about it. It is gaining traction.
Yeah. And listen, I think Gunnar Stockton back to number 2 nationally behind Jaden Mayava in QBR in America. He definitely has some statistical metrics. He's not going to get the yards, but he definitely has some statistical metrics that are going to put him in that position. I will say a point in your favor is that Stetson Bennett found his way to New York in a Heisman conversation, even though he did not have the statistical backing. The difference between that situation and this situation is Georgia was clearly the best team in America that season.
Yeah.
And so he got a big bump for that. There's no world in which Georgia is going to be clearly the best team in America by the end of the year. No one's going to be saying that.
No.
So Gunnar's not going to get that bump. I will say they need to go 11-1 for what you said to be true. I do think Diego Pavia is going to lose some games.
Yep.
And so is going to fall off. I'm not buying Vandy to make the college football playoff, even though I think they're a great story. And I think Vandy fans should be absolutely thrilled. And I think they're a good team. I'm not buying them to make the college football playoff. So I think a guy like Diego Pavia is going to fall off. I think Ty Simpson's going to still be there in the end. Maybe you could say 2 SEC quarterbacks. Are they going to get 2 SEC quarterbacks in that conversation? That might be a bit of a stretch. But if Georgia goes 11-1, if Gunnar Stockton continues to stay healthy, you know that he's going to perform. You know that Mike Bobo's going to have good game plans put together. But we have seen this Georgia offense. We're riding high right now. We're riding high.
Feeling good.
But we've seen this Georgia offense go real quiet for stretches, right? I'm thinking about the first half against Auburn. I'm thinking about the second half, the first quarter and a half against Alabama.
Yeah.
Like we've seen this Georgia offense get real quiet for long stretches of games. They're going to need to continue to put it together. I think a healthy Gunnar Stockton who starts 12 games, maybe 13 in the SEC championship game, that won't be counted. I think a healthy Gunnar Stockton should be in New York for the Heisman.
But
I don't know. This one I'm right on the fence on. If you made me decide, I would probably lean that that's fake, but I would not be surprised if it was real. I'm definitely not like, oh, you're crazy for thinking that. I definitely think that he should. I do think people are going to look at, there's a chance people are going to look and go, well, he's the second best quarterback in his conference. Are we really going to invite him for the Heisman Trophy? He's not. He's the second best quarterback in his conference, which I would. That's a valid point.
Yeah.
That's a valid point to make. And so, are you going to see guys probably who are less deserving get to go ahead of him because they're not in the SEC? Just because they're not in the SEC, I think that's a distinct possibility. But boy, we talked about this last episode. Is there anyone in America I trade Gunnar Stockton for? No, including Ty Simpson. Period. Including Ty Simpson. Because I think that Gunnar Stockton's ceiling is higher than Ty Simpson's ceiling.
And
I think by the end of the year, Gunnar Stockton might be better than Ty Simpson. I think by the SEC championship game, Clint, you didn't ask me about that. You just came right out with it. But I think by the SEC championship game, Georgia might have the better quarterback if they match up against Alabama again. I don't think that'll happen because I think Georgia's going to take a loss and not make the SEC championship game. But I do think Gunnar should go to New York.
Is it really quick? It's wild to me. Gunnar Stockton. There's nobody else in college football I trust that when chips are stacked against us, and a team has taken away some aspect of our offense to get us out and get points on the board still than Gunnar Stockton. Like no one in America.
No, he's got every intangible that you could ever want.
And
I mean, like
skill set.
the Bill Raftery onions, like this kid's got it, like to the extreme degree. I worked at College Basketball Reference into the show today, even in spite of it all.
Never doubted you wouldn't.
Let me give you another quick take, and you tell me if this is real, because you alluded to this in the first segment. Florida firing Billy Napier is bad news for Georgia next week. I believe that.
I know.
Is that real?
I wanted to believe it as well.
I didn't say we were going to lose, by the way. No, I said it's bad for Georgia.
I tend to... Here, I'll tell you my betting philosophy. When I have a head coach fired from a team, hi, UCLA.
Yeah, there's a reason that coach got fired. Because he ain't that good.
He ain't that good. Now, Billy Napier had moments where they were competitive in games. Like, if you look at that A&M game, that first half, they were competitive. Other teams, they should have knocked off a couple other teams along the way on their schedule, and they might as well go ahead and lock it in. There will be a couple of sneaky games in the future, but I'm going to say this is fake because it's Napier, it's the timing, it's every other head coach search in America happening at the same time. Now you got distraction galore. We might have 4 head coaching vacancies by this time next week, right?
Yeah.
Auburn, Ole Miss, Florida. Those are 3 in the SEC alone. Hi, Brian Kelly, LSU. By the way, your seat is fiery hot.
LSU needs to move on from Brian Kelly. They need to have never hired him in the first place.
Bad hire.
Yeah, but, I mean, how do Notre Dame fans feel about it? That'll tell you everything you need to know about. You think if there's any Notre Dame fans being like, boy, I wish we still had Brian Kelly instead of this Marcus Freeman chump.
No, Marcus Freeman is top 3 coach in all of college football.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that Lane's leaving until the end of the year. Like, he's not going to take a job mid-year and leave a playoff contender in Ole Miss. Like, that's
but there's so much ambiguity with Florida. And you said it earlier. It's not 2009. So this whole, like, I bleed orange and blue has not been the same since 2009.
No.
Guys, DJ Lagway can say, I committed to a program. He can say that. That's great for him, but that's not the whole rest of the team.
Well, here's what scares me. It's not that DJ Lagway's committed to Florida. It's, in fact, the exact opposite. What's happening? What's happening on Florida's roster right now? Every one of them guys is trying to get NIL offers from other teams to transfer. Every player on the Florida roster right now is a free agent. You have a roster full of free agents. Major League Baseball, when guys are coming up on free agency, how do they tend to do that year? Do you think that they tend to just go out there and phone it in? And no, that tends to be a pretty big year. So now you got a team full of free agents. DJ Lagway is a free agent. DJ Lagway has had a bad year, threw a couple picks against Mississippi State in a close win on Saturday night. DJ Lagway's had a bad year. He was thought to be a premier quarterback in college football. He's got 5 games left on his schedule too. And he's got more eligibility left. And Carson Beck will tell you, you don't have to be good to get a lot of money in the transfer portal.
Remember when people told us that we lost the better quarterback off our
You
roster?
can throw a lot of picks and still get paid a lot of money in the transfer portal. DJ Lagway needs to show out for 5 games. I think it's how uncommitted he is to Florida that scares me the most, and the whole roster.
And that's, baseball, free agency, and college football. When college football players quit, they quit and they go redshirt. They don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get injured. They don't want to do that because they're going to get their money anyway. The talent evaluation is out there. You can look at Zachariah Branch. Zachariah Branch didn't perform well at USC, although we knew he was good because he was underutilized at USC. Still made his money, still got his NIL. We're going to come back after this. We're going to give a couple more takes that is going to make the other person maybe grimace.
Uh-oh.
Daniel, you and I love Game Time, and that is
Yeah.
not at all a joke. This is the easiest read
No.
for us to do in the entire world.
This isn't an ad read. This is a testimonial.
This is a testimony. Getting
Yeah.
tickets and feeling more like you're in the game. You don't have endless queues, hidden fees, and price jumping out of checkout like you do everywhere else, but Game Time has taken care of all of that.
Hey, and guess what? When you get your tickets,
what happens?
and you're like, oh, am I going to get into the game? Are these actual legit tickets? Or did I just get scammed? Am I just like, nope, right there in the app, just boop, show your tickets. Everything is seamless. You walk right in to the event. Game Time makes it so easy.
It's faster, cheaper, less stressful than any way we've purchased tickets before. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off for first purchase. Terms apply. Again, promo code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time today.
All right, Clint, what's your next take? I dare you to make me cringe.
It's not going to be hard.
Oh, all right.
I have two takes. I'm going to save the last one.
Oh, he's saving one. He's sitting on one.
This offensive line is a top 5 offensive line in the entire nation right now. That's a real take, I believe. Juan Gaston, Ernest Green, Monroe Freeling, Micah Morris, Drew Bobo, and oh, by the way, Glover as the 6th. Those 6, healthy and gelling, is a top 5 offensive line in the entire nation.
Well, it's interesting what you just said because you went through and defined it, and I was going to go through and define it, and I actually think Juan Gaston might be the 6th man on this offensive line. I think Glover might be ahead of him at right guard by a little bit.
Go watch the film, y'all. Glover moving folk in a way that nobody else on this offensive line is.
That Glover Ernest Green combo on that right side against Ole Miss. I mean, I know this Ole Miss defensive front, Clint. We're talking about soft. Them fools is not it. They are not it.
Again, all that NIL money that Ole Miss had. Sorry.
But the offensive line getting healthier and healthier. Now a bye week to get healthier and healthier and healthier. Kirby Smart keeps talking about it. We need to get healthy. We are getting healthy. But the development that these freshmen, and Lucas Glover's one of the only guys, Lucas Glover, Drew Bobo, only 2 offensive linemen that have not been injured yet this year.
That's it.
Out of 6.
Yeah.
They're the only 2. So Lucas Glover's gotten himself plenty of run this year. And the progress, the development that we've seen out of him and Juan Gaston has been huge. And then you take into account, Ernest Green continuing to get healthy, Monroe Freeling continuing to get healthy, Micah Morris continuing to get healthy. You know who he is.
Yeah, we do.
That's a real take, Clint. That's real. It's spectacular. I'll take this offensive line. I begged for an offensive line like this.
Yes, we have.
Clint, I've begged for it. I've seen offensive lines that would just, you talking about make me cringe. I've seen offensive lines that did not belong on a Georgia roster. But this is an offensive line that I can absolutely get behind. Top 5 in America. All right, here's my take. My take is this. It's nuanced. Don't respond to what I'm not saying.
Okay, I'll try.
While this defense will definitely get better between now and the end of the year, they will always be a liability for this Georgia football team that they will need to overcome rather than something that they can depend on.
Okay, now let me make sure everybody heard. Daniel is not calling that every game the Dogs go out there, the offense will be forced to overcome the. What he said is the defense will need to overcome their own liabilities. They can show up and they could perform well, but it will be.
Yeah, no, I'm saying when you look at this Georgia team in total, it's closer to the first thing you said. When you look at this Georgia team in total, the defense will always be the thing that needs to be overcome. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to go out and give up 5 consecutive touchdown drives on the first 5 possessions of every single game that they play this season.
So stupid.
They will get better. But while we may not be, let me phrase it another way. While we may not be full USC for the rest of the season, we're going to lean that way. We're going to need the offense to overcome the deficiencies of the defense to some extent for this team to achieve its goals. That's my take.
This is the closest I get to. I don't know which way to say this, because here's what I'm wrestling between. Between a very inexperienced young secondary, a very inexperienced edge, young guys, new rotation, bye week, Kirby Smart, Glenn. Like, I'm stuck between what I know historically of Kirby and player development. That's on one hand.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I've watched the games.
Yeah, that's tough.
And
even the one after the bye week.
Even the one after, thank you. The one after the bye week, that 24 in the first half.
Facts can hurt people's feelings. And that's what you're saying right now.
And I am hurt a lot.
You're hurt. Yeah.
I have to say that is a real take. I don't want to believe it. I think Kirby, and it will get better. I don't think it will
That's
be.
What I think it will get better.
But it will be something that we will have to overcome. We cannot go in. If you're telling me, hey, this game is going to come down 24-24 in round 1 of the playoff, opposing team has the ball 2.5 minutes left, and they're on the 35.
Yeah.
I am hoping for an errant throw that hits a helmet and bounces off and gets an interception that shouldn't. Like, I'm not feeling great.
Yeah, if I told you the offense in our playoff game comes out, stumbles, really isn't able to run the ball, Gunners, he makes some errant throws. We're not really able to do. The offense kind of sputters around in the playoff game. We score 17 points.
I think we lose that game.
We're cooked. I don't know that there's going to be a game where the Georgia defense carries the day. And that's what I'm trying to say. I do think the defense is going to get better, but I think the defense we all thought we were going to see in 2025, I think we need to put it to bed. I think we've seen too much evidence at this point. Kirby Smart may not want to tell you what they're working on in the bye week, but they better be working on something, because so far we haven't seen any improvement in any area. So he may not think the secondary's bad.
Sure.
But the secondary got cooked. He may not think the pass rush needs improvement, but the pass rush needs like, I don't know what to. So he knows that. Glenn Schumann knows that. These are competent individuals. He's not going to tell you that in a presser. But we need to see some improvement from this Georgia defense. But I don't think they're going to improve to the point that they're going to carry the offense by any stretch this season. That's not who this Georgia team is. That's not how they're constructed. And so we'll see if that's good enough for them to win. We're going to have more takes. We're going to go back and continue to go back and forth all week. It's a bye week, but not for us. We'll still have content out each and every day. And we will check in with you guys next time.
See ya.